Hello everyone, my name is Mark Haverty. Welcome to the fourth and final webinar in the image file webinar series, where we'll be looking at email management for Microsoft SharePoint. A quick agenda for today's short webinar. We'll be having an introduction to who we are here at ImageFast. We'll look at what email management in SharePoint is all about and why it's important. And then Noel Williams from one of our key strategic partners, MacroView, will be taking you through a demonstration of MacroView DMF, which provides a broad range of email management capabilities and document management capabilities for Microsoft SharePoint. So a quick introduction to who we are here at ImageFast. If you've been on any of our previous webinars, you'll have seen this information before, but if you're new to the webinar series, then let me just take you quickly through this. We're a leading information management consultancy focused on helping our customers with a wide range of document and content and information management requirements. We're based in the City of London, right in EC2. We've delivered over 400 successful document and workflow management projects since our inception as a company in 1997. And we provide solutions to capture, control and communicate anything to do with your enterprise content and document management requirements. We have a dedicated SharePoint consulting practice and SharePoint Solutions practice, and we also have a dedicated support function and support team to provide technical support to not only SharePoint as an application and platform, but also to the business solutions that we here at ImageFast deliver to our clients based on the SharePoint platform. A quick overview of some of the SharePoint solutions we provide here at ImageFast. I won't go through all of these on the slide, but as you can see, there's a broad range, and invariably they start from a requirement to manage documents and content, of which, of course, email is an important component. Here's a few of our key partners, and obviously, as mentioned, MacroView is one of our key strategic partners when looking at any kind of SharePoint document and content management solution that we provide to our clients. MacroView really have a very, very powerful solution for email management connected with Microsoft SharePoint. So what is email management in SharePoint? A few facts and figures and numbers here from an AIM survey, just to give you a sense of why email management is an important consideration when looking at any deployment in SharePoint. So you can see 55% of organizations still have little or no confidence that important emails are actually recorded or stored anywhere, and 27% consider that the email attachments are also quote, very unmanaged. So you know, when you consider how much content and data is exchanged via email, the fact that that's not managed or recorded or stored anywhere, and the attachments aren't managed either, is obviously a big consideration and something that needs to be thought about when implementing SharePoint. Another fact here, only 19% have the facility to move important emails into any kind of document management repository or email management system, and sort of worryingly, 45% of people who were surveyed are still filing important emails in personal Outlook folders. So, yeah, emails that arrive that relate to maybe clients, projects that relate to maybe a whole business or a team of people within a business, actually getting stored in personal Outlook folders. And finally, 64% of organizations that use SharePoint are using it for document management at the checkout and check-in level. But only 13% of those have looked at hooking email management into SharePoint as well. So, they're just managing documents like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, PDFs, and so on through SharePoint, but haven't. Only 13% have actually considered how to manage emails effectively as well. So, why do we need to do that? Why is email management in SharePoint important? Well, email is an integral and critical part of any enterprise content, and Outlook is still the client application that most end users within a Microsoft-focused enterprise, at least, it's the most used client application that end users would consider they quote live in. So when we look at that in a bit more detail, knowledge workers are spending 50% of their time using email, and 75% of documents generated by knowledge workers are stored and sent within email. So there we can see email is a very integral and important part of any content management, document management solution that you might look to deploy, SharePoint based or otherwise, within your business. But another thing to consider is that Microsoft Outlook really drives user adoption for SharePoint as far as email management is concerned. So what that really means is if you deploy SharePoint and you don't think about an effective way of managing emails with your SharePoint deployment, then the risk of low levels of user adoption increases, because look at the numbers of people and end users that are actually using Outlook on a day-to-day basis. So having an effective way of integrating Outlook and email management in your SharePoint strategy, your SharePoint deployment, becomes even more important when you sort of consider these facts and figures here. So with that in mind, we here at ImageFast are very pleased and work with one of our key strategic partners, MacroView, to deliver very effective email management solutions for SharePoint, which you'll see a demonstration of in a moment. But effectively, at a very high level, the ability to very easily, very quickly drag and drop emails right into SharePoint document libraries in a number of different ways, either on an individual basis or in bulk, and including in that email attachments, the ability to easily tag those emails with metadata to meet your document management requirements, but also then search for and retrieve and access and actually use those emails and other documents stored in Microsoft SharePoint document libraries right within Microsoft Outlook, where, as we've just seen, most of your knowledge workers spend their time. So the ability to interact with SharePoint right within the same client application that they use for the biggest proportion of their time during the working day. So quick summary: drag and drop saving of emails to SharePoint provided by MacroView, saving of attachments to SharePoint, the ability to view saved emails and attachments right within the MacroView client, searching for saved emails and attachments, retrieving documents also for insertion as attachments or links. MacroView also provides the capability to navigate a large SharePoint document repository and has tools for migrating existing emails into SharePoint as well. So a quick overview of the MacroView product. So MacroView provide a product called the Document Management Framework for SharePoint, or MacroView DMF. And how that fits in is essentially allows you to work within the client applications you can see there, Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Windows Explorer, as well as Adobe Reader and Acrobat, and then store your documents and emails right within SharePoint through the MacroView DMF client. The MacroView message is really a subset of the overall DMF tool, which is specifically used within Outlook. And when we consider email management, that's really the piece that we'll look at today. So with that in mind, let's take a quick look at a demonstration provided by Noel Williams from MacroView.
In this presentation, we'll look at MacroView software, which we believe is the best available in the market today for managing emails on Microsoft SharePoint. We'll be looking at MacroView Document Management Framework, or DMF, particularly MacroView Message, the subset of DMF that runs in Outlook. MacroView DMF and MacroView Message provide excellent capabilities in all the areas you would expect of an email add-on for SharePoint. They also enable working with very large SharePoint document stores, migrating existing emails to SharePoint, and creating comprehensive email management solutions. Here we are in Microsoft Outlook 2010. MacroView DMF and MacroView Message also run in Outlook 2013 and in Outlook 2007. The inbox contains a message from Peter Vincent, which has 2 PDF attachments. On the right, the MacroView pane is in the Favorites mode. I can save that email to SharePoint by simply dragging and dropping to one of my favorite libraries. The email is now saved in SharePoint. I can tell because the category is set to Save to SharePoint, both in the message and in the preview. If I click on that document library, a newly saved message is displayed. When I click the message, a formatted preview of the message is displayed, Note that the two attachments are displayed as hyperlinks. If I go to the emails view of the library, I see the same message and preview, and note that the email attributes have been recorded automatically. Here they are in subject, to, from, and so on. If I double click that stored email, it reopens in Outlook exactly as it was at the moment that I dragged and dropped it. Notice that the two PDF attachments have been preserved. We've seen how MacroView enables us to drag and drop to save emails, how the resulting files are automatically named to prevent duplicates, and have their metadata recorded automatically. Next, we'll see how we can drag and drop to any area where we have permission, and how we can efficiently bulk save emails and have our emails automatically filed as they are sent. We've saved an email by dragging it to a document library in one of our favorite sites. MacroView DMF also supplies the browse mode, which enables us to see every area of the SharePoint store for which we have access permission, which means that we can drag and drop to save to anywhere that we have permission in SharePoint. This time, let's save a large number of emails. We simply drag and drop again. Within a few seconds, the progress dialog displays, and we can click anywhere in order to dismiss that dialog. The save proceeds in the background so that we can continue to do other work in Outlook, including, if we need to save additional sets of emails. Our second save is now complete. And now our first save is also complete. This efficient bulk saving of emails means that MacroView DMF and MacroView Message are great for cleaning up your inbox at the end of a month or the end of a project. MacroView DMF and Message provide a Sent Email Rules button, which brings up this dialog to show email filing rules that apply automatically as you send an email. An example is this one, which will cause any email where the to attribute contains Applebee to be filed automatically to this particular document library. Next, let's see how MacroView helps to save attachments to SharePoint. We'll see how metadata is captured and how you can set access permissions as you save an attachment. Let's go back to the inbox and save this attachment. Note that the attachment has invalid characters in its name, the ampersand and the hash. We drag and drop to save it to SharePoint. For the first time, we see the MacroView metadata capture or profiling dialog, and note that MacroView automatically strips out the invalid characters. MacroView supports all the column types that you can have in SharePoint, such as this Managed Metadata column. We'll drill down and choose a value, such as agency agreement. Even easier, we can simply type ahead. Let's choose a value from this person group column, also by using type ahead. I'm going to choose the approved value of stage and right-click so that I can set it as my personal default value in this and any other library where there is a stage column. If this is a sensitive document, I can click the private checkbox in order to make it my eyes only. If I need to allow other users to access the document, I can click the Manage Permissions button, and even though I am only a contributor level user, I have specified document level permissions. Let's add Belinda and set her rights to be a little less than mine. Our document now has custom permissions and custom metadata. Let's click OK to save it to SharePoint. We click our library to check the success of our save, sort by modified date, and here is our newly saved Word document, together with a preview. Here's another email with a PDF attachment. Let's see how we can save that attachment directly to SharePoint from Adobe Reader, as we do creating the next version of a PDF that's already stored in our document library. MacroView prompts us for the comments in respect of our new version and allows us to modify existing metadata. In addition to removing invalid characters from incoming file names, MacroView also records original file system attributes such as file name, created, and modified date. We've seen as well how MacroView DMF allows PDFs to be saved to SharePoint direct from Adobe Reader or Acrobat, and how an incoming attachment can be saved as the next version of an existing document in SharePoint. We've also seen how MacroView handles views and previews and saves emails so that they reopen in Outlook exactly as they were at the point where they were dragged and dropped to be saved. Let's see how MacroView helps us to search for documents and emails stored in SharePoint. When we select the search mode, MacroView reruns its most recent search, in this case for all documents containing the word optimal that are PDFs. Search results are displayed in an intuitive grid format together with previews. You can choose different kinds of search and can indeed configure your own search panels. Let's search for all emails that contain message and where the to attribute contains null. If we right-click on a search result and choose Open File Location, MacroView automatically locates us to the area in SharePoint where that search result is stored. Thanks to MacroView, while we work in Outlook, we can search based on metadata and content for documents and emails in SharePoint. Search results are displayed in an intuitive grid format, and we can locate to the area where a search result is stored. You can also save and rerun existing searches and configure your own MacroView search panels to reflect the way metadata is used in your organization. Here's the attachment that I saved earlier. If I right-click on the attachment and choose Send as File, MacroView retrieves it from SharePoint as an attachment to a new outgoing email. Note that the original file name, complete with invalid characters, has been restored. The file name for the outgoing attachment also contains the unique document ID and the current version number. In the new message window, I see the MacroView group with the Insert Attachment button. Let's use that to insert another attachment into our outgoing email. Let's use Recent Mode to choose a document that we've worked with recently, such as this PDF. Let's choose Insert Link. A link to that document has been inserted in the email. Note that that link is of the .id redirection style, which means that it will continue to work even after the document has been moved. MacroView DMF and Message make it easy to find the documents you want to insert as attachments or links, including links that work even after the document is moved. The Browse mode of MacroView lets you see the complete tree structure of SharePoint, all the areas for which you have access permission. It also allows you to efficiently navigate across a large SharePoint store. Currently, our client site has 2 sub-sites. You can filter sites and libraries and efficiently locate to another sub-site. For example, this one for Singapore. The right-click Search Site Tree facility allows you to locate to a site or library using part of its title. Because it's an index search, the location is done quickly even when the document store becomes very large, or when the area you're locating to is deeply nested. We've seen how the Favorites mode of MacroView enables one-click access to the areas that you use frequently. The Recent mode also helps with location, as does the Browse mode, which allows you to efficiently navigate across a very large SharePoint document store. MacroView can also assist with tools for migrating files and emails into SharePoint and with standardizing the formatting and naming of existing emails already in SharePoint. Once migrated and standardized, these emails can easily be managed by users via MacroView Message and DMF. By using MacroView software and services, you can create a comprehensive email management solution, which even extends to emails that arrive via email-enabled libraries. Here's an example of such a solution, which enables emails to be declared as records by dragging them to a drop library. The MacroView profiling dialog has been customized to capture a multi-level classification scheme where the values are retrieved from an external database. In summary, MacroView Message and DMF provide an excellent experience for users who are managing emails and attachments in SharePoint without in any way changing how those documents are stored by SharePoint. Other videos available for MacroView DMF and Message include this summary video and in-depth videos that focus on how DMF provides full-function document management, a familiar and intuitive user interface, and enables operation with large SharePoint document stores. For more information, contact MacroView using these details.
So thanks to Noel Williams from MacroView for that quick demonstration and overview of MacroView DMF and MacroView Message. Hopefully, as you can see there, the solution overall provides a number of ways to streamline how you can work with email with Microsoft SharePoint through Outlook, as well as through other client applications. So if that's something of interest to you, please do contact us where we can give you a more in-depth demonstration of MacroView, come and meet you, look at how you use email and SharePoint today and talk about your requirements in a bit more detail. We can also provide you with a free 30-day trial of MacroView so you can try it in your own environment. As always, you can contact us for more information and get access to our white papers on our website. Our contact details are shown on this slide here. Thank you once again for attending this webinar and for attending other webinars in this series, and we look forward to hopefully working with you soon. Thank you.